So as far as witchy stuff goes, which I haven't done enough on my channel yet, watching everybody's Mabon altars and what have you really puts me into the mood for that type of stuff, doesn't it? Works the same for everybody else. I'm just reminded when I see these here, probably next year we will have ivy berries. And they're poisonous, of course, but they are really pretty to paint with. You can make paint out of that. So no kids, really, don't stick your fingers in, because that's not going to go well. But it's a really special type of paint that becomes, it's like the most witchy color of a mixture of green and purple that you've ever seen. So who knows, maybe you'll want to try that out, or we will do it together once. I thought I'd just take you along on my little walk. This is my regular walk in the neighborhood. You can see how pretty that is. It's a pond here with quite large trees, willow trees and poplars, and there's a tiny bit of autumn feeling in the air, insofar as that there are slightly more willow leaves on the floor, on the ground, than there were. It has been raining for a bit. Actually, it's been raining rather heavily for 2 or 3 days, and now the weather's turned fine again. The wind is in the north, and yeah, it'll just it's a lot cooler than it was. So this is one of the benches that I tend to sit sometimes. I'll just walk and talk at the same time, see whether that works, okay? So there's a lot more ivy berries here. They're the young ones, little tiny. It looks like they have just bloomed really, and this is the beginning of the berries. So next year there should be large, dark, almost black purple berries there. And this is another favorite of mine, the hawthorn berries. I could harvest them because they are really good for the heart. I love the hawthorn in flower, which I do harvest because I drink that as tea quite regularly. It's a really gentle, restorative for the heart, gives you courage, and yeah, it's for a healthy heart, right? But these berries I will just leave on for the birds, obviously, because I don't really need it. And but they are beautiful, aren't they? So those are hawthorn berries. And there's a bit more bush and stuff. There is very little wild land in this country of mine, you guys. It's all like this. This is a bit of a park. It's sort of semi-abandoned, maybe. Well, there's parts of the terrain like this here on my left, on the left of the path. It looks a bit scrubby, okay, and they do that on purpose. They leave it like that because it's better for the wildlife. But we have so little of that in this country. It's just everything's paved, everything's organized, and you know, clean. People like to have gardens completely, you know, with bare soil and 2 or 3 bushes. Not my type of thing, not witchy at all. Gorgeous crop of nettles right here. Nettles are the plant that's most at home in this country. It's wet enough. They're obviously have been enjoying the rain, and I suppose you could still harvest some of this if you would want it. People do walk their dogs down here, so it's not the type of terrain where I do a lot of harvesting close to the ground. Not even mushrooms, which we might find at the end of this path here. This is where we go. We're still on there's a view of the lake or the pond again. It's not a lake, it's just a small pond right there. Just doing a 360 now. It's rather nice, really. It's rather, yeah. It's we're very lucky to have this around here. So maybe we can show you a bit more of the terrain back here. So there's a big hazel bush here, and it's really rather dark underneath. You see, it's not really autumn yet. Well, it's autumn, but it's just beginning, right? And it's been hot and summery weather really up to the 21st of September, really. So yes, here's a couple of mushrooms underneath the nettles. Let me see if I can show you those. There it is. There's one, and there's another one in the nettles, and they're the normal champignons de Paris. Somebody's coming with a tractor, guys, so I will just have to make an end. Otherwise you'll drown in the noise. There's a field in the distance, and yeah, they're mowing the grass in there, so you can see that. Okay, we'll just go the other way, see what happens, because there's lots more to show. I will show you, yes, I will do that. For now, I will just show you the henge, which is on the other side. The wood henge, I like to call this. It isn't a wood henge, it's been like put there like this maybe 10 years ago or something, and I don't think there was anything prehistoric out here. Of course there has been prehistoric stuff out here. I will just go like this quietly. There's a bit of street and buildings of the village, houses. Isn't that pretty with the reflection in the water? I like to come here. I can stand here and stare at it all day. And so there you go. That's quite pretty. There's the henge in the distance. I'll just walk towards it. And it's just a couple of poles, tall poles in the water, reflecting like that. And there's a circular structure to the left of it. There used to be, I should say there are burial sites, prehistoric burial sites, but not really close by, because all that's been ploughed up in the 19th and 20th century, to the extent that there was any of that. It's a rather fabulous acer tree here. Look at him, huge, all the way up. And on the other side of on the little island in the pond that you can see right there, there is an acer tree. Oh, here you can see it already. There's a bit of red leaves. I will just zoom in a bit. See, there's a bit of red leaves. So that should be pretty dramatic soon enough, with autumn and the colors turning and all that. There's a couple of really nice red leaves right there. So I will just stand here for now for the people to pass by. And I hope you enjoy this as much as I do, because it's pretty nice. I'm going into the sun, so this will just blind. The light is blinding. Yes, there's a field beyond there, and maybe we can go there on the next walk. Where was I? Oh yes, burial signs, burial mounds. So there's a couple of those, not too far away, about an hour's drive. There's several burial mounds, but they've all been like reconstructed and you know, done up again. And there's more people coming, talking, and there's a couple of duckies. Hey up me ducks. Never forget that, will we? What with all the work Simon's done. I'm just going to be silent for a tiny bit for people to pass. I don't want people to feel like they're being filmed. I don't like that. And it seems like everybody thinks that's completely normal nowadays, that we get filmed. But I'm very much a believer in privacy, you know. Everybody should have their own space, and whether your face is on camera or not is your choice. But that's rather obvious to me. To me it sounds like it's not a topic. Okay, over here, this is where the part of the henge thing is, normally the water, the poles I should say, are really in the water. So that is how little rain we have had. The pond is really very low. There's the island again. And so this is what that looks like on this side, and normally the water comes right to this grassy edge here all the way. So maybe I can film it again in winter time. It's pretty nice when it's snowed as well. So, and here on the other side of the path is the other part of the henge, which I think looks rather mystical. It doesn't have any particular purpose. It's not a labyrinth. It's not a spiral, not really. But it still looks very, very nice in this part of the afternoon. And yeah, I still think it's pretty cool for us to have this. And especially with all the quite the huge trees that we got. And in the evening, all the crows will gather. Not ravens, just crows. Up there, there'll be hundreds of them yakking at each other and shouting, and you know, especially in the dusk and all that. So there you go. I hope you like my little walk. I'm going to just go slightly back towards the sun a bit more, and we'll close up shop then, for real this time. And maybe tomorrow we can do a bit more witchy stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? So, see you around, guys. Bye bye.